Hey everybody. Nobody is going to tell you this about starting a business. My name is Tucker Slocum. I am the founder and currently only employee of Antler Ridge Welding and Fabrication based out of Sheridan, Wyoming. We serve Sheridan and surrounding communities, do work up in Billings, Montana. If you're familiar with the area, you'll know where I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, here's some things that nobody's I just want to hop on here and tell you guys the real, the raw, the genuine, the honest truth about starting a business. Um, so I started Antler Ridge September of 2025 last year. Currently filming this on Good Friday 2026, and I started Antler Ridge not out of spite or anything like that or wanting to compete with people. I started it because of, probably the same thing that most people start their business, and probably you that's watching is also thinking of freedom. I want the freedom of running and operating my own business. I also want to change lives. I do not, let me think of how to say this. I do not want people to come to work and hate their lives. Bottom line. I want people, when my business is big enough, to come to work and know that they're a part of something bigger than themselves. And you hear CEOs say stuff like that all the time, and it's kind of corny, but it's true. There's a lot of truth to be told in that. Um yeah, I mean, I don't want I don't want to build something that other people are going to be miserable at. You know what I mean? I want people to show up and love what they do, love it like I do. Um, because we do some cool stuff. We get some great chances, meet amazing people, and yeah, it's one of those things where I want to change people's lives. I want to support my local economy, support my community, provide jobs, provide a livable wage, provide good benefits, and stupid stuff like at a Christmas party, give people guns for Christmas presents and bonuses and change lives. I don't want to I don't want to make a place where people are just going to be like, "Man, it's Monday. I got to go to work." Or Sunday night, they're like, "Man, I really don't want to go to work tomorrow." I don't want that, you know? I want people that are like sitting there Sunday night, Monday morning, first thing, they're showing up early, even though they don't have to, and I would never ask of that. I mean, you should do that, regardless. Not the point. Um, and they're excited to be there. They're happy. They love what they do. Um, so if you go to my business page on Facebook or Instagram or even here on YouTube, and I'm sure I'm gonna clip parts of this and post it to my business pages and stuff like that, LinkedIn, whatever. Um, but if you more specifically go to my Facebook page and my YouTube page, you will see a walk around of my trailer. I do not run a conventional rig. I don't run a brand new flashy Denali diesel pickup and big chopped SA 200, big blue 400, 20, 30 grand worth of welding tool. Fuck that. Um, I paid cash for everything that I got. I spent 2 years looking for the machine that I wanted and that I now have. And a lot of luck. I've had a lot of luck with gear, with tools, with equipment, with everything. I've had so much luck, and I'm so thankful for the people that have, worked with me and worked out deals and marketplace, and very, very thankful. You know, It led to my first jobs. I mean, let's see. When I bought my trailer, because if you look at the video, you will see that I run a tandem axle flat deck trailer. When I bought my trailer, I told the people that I bought it from, an older couple in Parkman, Wyoming. If you know where that's at, then you know Ball. Because Parkman is, well, there's a fire station and there's a bar. And the bar has very good burgers. I wouldn't know what the alcohol is like because I'm almost 3 years sober. So, pat myself on the shoulder for that. I'm pretty proud of that. It's changed my life for the better. So I feel obligated to speak it to other people. That drink will kill you. And even worse, it'll take things you love, and it will cause problems in your life. So control it before it controls you. Is my biggest piece of advice. Don't mean to dad you guys here, but it'll take a hold of you. It did me. I'm a pretty strong-willed individual. But moving on. So I bought that trailer over in Parkman from that elderly couple, Jim and Sarah, and they were actually my first job. They had a blade carrier group for I want to say like a 1962 Ford brush hog. And one of the ranch hands decided that she was going to run over a pile of gravel with the brush hog. As you can imagine, it tore it up pretty good. It's not recommended, but it tore it up pretty good, and I was able to fabricate some new stuff for them and got the brush hog working again, got their blades sharpened for them, provided a little extra service for free. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but the early jobs like that where I have, added a little bit of more services for free, worked out the pricing with people, that has brought me so much business. It is, the word of mouth is the thing here. We're ranching community, small town, small community. Word of mouth is your biggest piece of advertising that you will ever have. I can spam posts like today, for instance. Today we got a freak blizzard came in. We're supposed to get like 6 to 12 inches. The interstates are shut down from Buffalo, Wyoming up to the state line, up to Montana, and I-90. And I put a Facebook post out saying basically that, hey, I know it's shut down, but if you get in a bind, give me a call. People are calving, running equipment. Ranch doesn't shut down because the snow's coming in. Neither do we. I run when it's cold. I run when it's hot. I run when it's day. I run when it's night. That's my thing, is being available. And a lot of these ranchers, they're up early. I'm up early too. They're going to bed late. I'm going to bed late too. When they call, I show up. And that's one of the things that really sets me apart, is they're going to tell their buddy, they're going to tell their nephew, their uncle, their cousin, so on and so forth, right? But yeah, it's the first job, or like I got this kid had some exhaust he needed welded. He calls me like once a month to need something welded up for him. Building a good relationship with people will bring you more work. Now I'm currently working with a company that does contracting for Starbucks and Home Depot and Walmart. So therefore I can, get into jobs doing repairs and new construction for Walmart or Home Depot or Starbucks, gate repairs, handrails. Just so much stuff, guys. But let's talk about the the thing that got you to this video. These are the things that nobody is going to tell you about not just starting a welding business, but starting a business in general. Mind you, this is coming from real, raw, honest truth. I'm not in a big film booth or whatever they're called, studio. Yeah, I'm not in a big studio. My wife and I are very honest people. We're simple people. We have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, downstairs apartment in an apartment complex. You know, very fortunate and lucky that our family allows me to keep my welding trailer and stuff over at their place. You know, they got the room and they've allowed me to keep my stuff over there, and I'm very, very thankful and very, very fortunate to Joe and Lisa for allowing that. And you know, I love it. I love it to death. You know, they've been very, very helpful. But without further ado, let's go. So I got a little list here. Cash flow stress. That was a big one to get used to. I think it kind of goes without an explanation, but let's talk about it. Cash flow stress. Yeah, I mean, if you're not financially literate and you're wanting to start a business, well, I got some news for you, buddy. You're gonna want to maybe read some books, take some classes, because unless you're just getting a huge loan and hiring people right away that know how to do some of these things, you're going to be doing it yourself. I didn't go to school for anything, right? I am completely an autodidact. I didn't go to welding school. I didn't go to a trade school. I didn't go to school to learn how to wrench on cars. I didn't go to school to learn how to do bookwork or QuickBooks or take any of those classes. I learned out of necessity, you know, and anybody can, you know. I'm a big believer in you can teach yourself as much as you want to learn. I'm also a big believer in accountability. So I also know that if I fail my business, it is my doing. Bottom line, if I fail, 100% of that falls on me and nobody else. It's not Joe Blow fucking underbid me by working for $60 an hour, which is a real problem. It's a real problem. Obviously, everybody wants to save money, but it's a real problem. Guys, if you're wanting to hire somebody, don't go with the lowest bidder. Go with the most recommended, please. For the love of all things that are holy, go with the highest recommended. You're going to pay more. But 9 times out of 10, the service is backed and it's reputable. All right. Let's see. People are not going to respect your time. That's another one. That's a big issue. You know, that's a societal issue, honestly. They're going to see that you are a young business owner. You are not really knowledgeable on a lot of things yet, and you're easily taken advantage of. I know I was. I still am. You know, a little old lady is saying that she wants this handrail welded and she's on, you know, Social Security and this and that, and people are going to lie to you. And she wants just this, and you're like, you know, I'll work a little deal out with you, you know, I'll help you out. Then you come to find out that her husband died and he was the founder of Kellogg cereal or something stupid like that. He was the founder of McDonald's. I don't know, just examples. And she's sitting on a pile of money and just wants to be a cheapskate. It's gonna happen. But as far as, you know, people not respecting your time, you know, you're gonna get calls, and it's gonna be the middle of the, specifically for my business, it's gonna be the middle of the night, and people are gonna be like, hey, I want this done at this time, yada yada yada, can you do this? And it's like, yeah, of course. So I'm gonna sit here, and it's 10 o'clock at night, my wife's in bed, and I'm gonna draw up some plans. I'm gonna spend the next day, as soon as place is open, calling around getting pricing, and I'm gonna spend, you know, 5-6 hours getting numbers around for you And all you got to do is just sit there and wait and go about your business. I'm working for free at that point. And, people just aren't going to respect your time. Let's see what else. You're going to wear every hat of the business. You are. And I think I already touched base a little bit on that, but you are going to be a supervisor. You are going to be the marketing manager. You are going to be the entrepreneur with the dream. You are going to be the manager keeping everything running. You are going to be the technician that knows how to do your line of work. Big shout out to the author of the book, The E-Myth Revisited. Amazing book. Truly, truly changed my business. So, with that being said, guys, go out, read that book. Can't recommend it enough. Sorry, I'm retarded. I can't talk. I'm also not used to doing this. I'm not used to sitting here talking to my phone and doing the whole YouTube thing. Social media, making reels on Instagram, making reels on Facebook. I can do that. I can make posts. I can do stuff like that. I don't know how to do stuff like this. So don't bully me too hard. I'm not going to cry, but I'm going to be like, oh, that's kind of sad, But yeah, you're going to wear every hat of the business, and it's going to suck, but you have to be persistent, because you're going to hit that point where it's like, okay, I need to hire a bookkeeper. I need to hire another welder and pay them good. Everybody, don't be a cheap ass. Pay people a livable wage. We're all just figuring it out, trying to make it in this world. Help people where you can. It's what Jesus wanted. Do it. Let's see what else. Here's a big one. Pricing. You are going to lower your prices. You are going to mess around with your pricing and try to make some deals and stuff like that to get yourself more work. You're actually doing more harm than good. I hate to say it, because I know I'm guilty of it. I am. I've worked out deals with people and done some stuff that, I should have charged a lot more, and I shot myself in the foot. And then that is the expectation when people, if we circle back to the word of mouth thing, that's the expectation that people are going to get before they call you. They're going to hear, hey, so-and-so, Tucker over at Antler Ridge, he's going to be the cheapest. He's going to work with you on price. And then you show up to, guy number two's call to do an estimate. And then guy number two gives you an attitude because Joe Blow number one told him that you are the cheapest around, but you learned between then and now, and you know your worth. Guys, know your worth from the start. Don't make the same mistake I did. Please, for the love of God. Like I said, not in a fancy, as you guys just saw, not in a fancy studio. Oh, excuse me. I need some water. Okay. Let's see. What else? Here's one thing that I battle. Not necessarily constantly, but I do battle sometimes. Slow periods. They will mess with your head. So, what do I mean by slow periods? I think you know exactly what I mean by slow periods. Slow periods are times where, the phones aren't ringing nonstop. You don't have a whole lot of work. You're wondering, shit, this bill's due this day. I need to find something. Be patient. But that is also where you need to look at your marketing trends. You need to look at some things and do some self-evaluation and kind of step back and okay, I've been driving around handing out business cards. I cold called. I did this. I did this. I did this. What has the highest probability of working and getting you new jobs and work and stuff like that? Go with that. Kick into it. Do some more advertising, do more marketing, go around, keep asking people. You have to be persistent. You have to stay on it because people, as a society, we have a 30-second attention span. It's just the way it is. But yeah, I mean, you can't let slowdowns affect you too much. You have to find ways to get around it. Now, me being a mobile guy, on the side at Joe and Lisa's, they have a little shop, and I can use it. And on the side, if I hit some slowdown points, I'll build spurs. I don't know a lot about building spurs. I don't know a lot about being a blacksmith, but I know enough to make a good product that is strong, that is safe for the horse or for riding bulls. And I make a good product, and my name is back behind it, And that's all we have nowadays. All you have is your name. Because anybody can come on here and show you a perfect weld every single time. But you don't see the stuff behind the scenes. This is the stuff that's behind the scenes. In a 2-bedroom apartment, my office, our home office, all over this desk there is receipts, there is state of Wyoming paperwork, there's invoices, there's pens, pencils, water, tape, sticky notes all over the place. And it's chaos, but it's our chaos, and it's what we know how to do, right? That's all we're doing is figuring it out as we go. That kind of brings me to some of the other stuff is like, what's actually worth it with building a business? Everybody wants to say, oh, it's stressful, it's this, it's that. Being your own boss is pretty cool. That's awesome, is being able to be like, okay, well, I got my kids' t-ball game. My wife and I don't have a kid yet. Hopefully that'll come here soon. Yeah, being your own boss is cool. Don't let anybody take that from you. Even if you just try it, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You fail. Your worst case scenario is everybody else's normal life. Your best case scenario is your life changes drastically. A very wise man told me that one time, and it changed my life. My worst case scenario is I work for the rest of my life for somebody else and live a normal life, pay into Social Security and federal taxes. We all know how that is. $6 million, $271,000 dollars. Sorry, ADHD. But yeah, you're also building something real. Like I said, I'm here to change lives. I am. I'm here to change lives. I want people to, when my business is big enough, so let me back up. I want 2 separate kind of fingers of my business. I want a manufacturing side, and I want to continue the mobile side. With my mobile side, I want one guy that has an MSHA certification, and I completely outfit him, I supply him, and I hope that when I do hire a guy like that, he doesn't just go off on his own and take his business and then start his own business. I would be very proud of him. I would support him. But, I want to have people that love working for me. I want to change their lives. But let me backtrack. So I want one guy with an MSHA certification that goes to mines and does repairs, maybe just one mine, maybe that's just that account, he only goes there, but his stuff is mine stuff or mine related stuff. I want another guy, and these first two guys can switch. I want them to be able to switch back and forth. One's more structural, one's more pipe, but, it is what it is. The other guy, I want to be in the oil and gas industry. As most of you guys know, coal mining and oil and gas are the two things here that keep Wyoming flowing, besides hunting and tourism and stuff like that. But yeah, I want a guy that's a badass pipe welder, and maybe he has his own rig, has a slick Denali, and he has his own setup. Maybe, both of them have their own setup. Either way, I want them to contract work for me and, work under my insurance and bring us both money. I want to make everybody money. I want to make everybody financially free. And then the third mobile guy I want is a guy that's a lot like me. Personable. Business oriented. More of an entrepreneur, but also, a manager and a technician. I want to, maybe that kid is fresh out of high school, fresh out of welding school. He knows how to weld. Maybe he doesn't know how to fabricate all that much, but he knows how to figure it out. I want somebody like that. Maybe I train somebody like that. Maybe I have to make somebody like that. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds. And then on the other side of the business, I want to bring manufacturing back to the United States and away from China. Regardless of the United States government and my views on them, this is the greatest country on earth. Hands down. This is the most diverse, versatile country on the face of this planet, and you cannot discredit that. So, with that being said, one day I would love to have a manufacturing side of things. So maybe 4 to 8 employees. Mind you, I'm not shooting very high. I know I should be shooting higher. So maybe 4 to 8 employees in the shop, and overhead crane, CNC, mill, lathe, plasma table, so on and so forth. Ironworker, metal brake, typical fab shop stuff. Couple people in the office, and me having the ability to do the business oriented stuff. So say I want to get a new steel supplier, so I fly to somewhere and get direct supply from the manufacturer, from the steel supplier, from the steel mill, from whatever. Or go to what is that show? It's Fab Tech. And meet all the guys like Austin and Bo with the Weld.com podcast and Weld.com. Or meet, what's the other guy I like to watch? It's Melton Metal Anthony. Old Anthony up there in Montana. He's another one I like to watch. Or what's that? Sweets Fabrication. I like his videos. He reminds me a lot of myself and kind of how I got my business going. But yeah, it's yeah. And then the other side is you're turning your skills into money. That's pretty cool. Every one of us spends all this time learning things and doing things and yeah, you want to turn your skills into financial gains, basically. That's another thing that makes running a business worth it. And then the obvious, freedom. Like I said, once I get to that point where I can kind of step away and I hire a better welder, better welders, better fabricators, better bookkeepers, better marketing specialists, marketers, I don't know. Eventually I can hire better than me. And I won't have to do all that stuff because they will know how. I will still know how, but they will be better than me. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's the real, raw, honest truth. Don't expect to get rich quick. I mean, you might get lucky. You know, I'm very lucky, very fortunate for the work that I've gotten, but don't be ready to fight your way up, because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a fight. You are going to compete with other people, and honestly, there's enough work for everybody in this world. There really is. But you are going to compete, and yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long road, but it is a very, very, very rewarding road, and you just got to stick it out, more or less. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm going to document everything as I go. Like I said, I'm new to this YouTube stuff, and shout out to Ben. Ben, if you're watching this, my brother in Christ, I fucking appreciate you. Guys, Ben is my very, very good friend. He lives over in Minnesota, and Ben and I were talking about doing this stuff last night, and he's been a real one from day one. You know, I kind of had the conversation with him about how I'm not good at, like, I don't know what you guys want to see. So drop in the comments what you guys like to see, what you want me to talk about, whether it be my fabricate. I'm not a gatekeeper. By no means will I ever gatekeep knowledge. I really wish there would have been people in my life that wouldn't have, and I'd be so much further ahead. If I can help anybody, my DMs are open. Everything's open. My number's public online. Call me, text me, get a hold of me, and I'm more than willing to answer your questions. But with that being said, please don't harass me. I'm not the one. Don't show up at my house. That's a very bad idea in Wyoming. Don't do it. But I'm going to document everything that I'm doing and my mistakes, and giving you guys the raw, real side of business and my life, really, because it's so intertwined. You know, my business is me. I am my business. And you guys follow along if you want to see how it all plays out. And yeah, like I said, if you guys drop some comments and want some stuff, let me know some stuff that you guys want me to talk about, or whether that be, you know, grinding wheels or grinders or welding rods or torches or what have you. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I appreciate the support from everybody, and hopefully I can change a few lives on the way up. Thanks, guys. Bye.